Migrant workers living in these tenements in Gurugram near the Indian capital prefer to spend time outdoors rather than in their small homes made of aluminum that trap heat.
The fan gives no relief. We are poor and cannot afford coolers.
There are water shortages. Coping with the heat is very difficult in our small rooms. Sometimes there are power outages for 2 or 3 days.
Millions of other people face the same plight. A recent study by researchers at the University of Cambridge says that heat waves fueled by climate change are impacting most of the country.
We found that nearly 90% of India's population, wherever they live, are falling under zones which are marked as extremely dangerous.
In 2 of India's most populous states, Bihar and Uttar Pradesh, authorities are investigating whether the death of about 100 people earlier this month was linked to exposure to temperatures that had risen above 42 degrees Celsius. In Balia district in Uttar Pradesh, hospitals were flooded with patients. Experts say data shows that heat waves during recent years have become more frequent and intense. That poses health risks.
The evidence suggests that the capacity of the bottom of the pyramid, people, about 400 to 500 million people, in coping with the heat stress is much less as compared to you and I who have access to resources. And that means that these people needs to be protected by a much better healthcare system.
The economic impact is also a concern. Among the worst hit are those who work outdoors, like construction laborers and street vendors in cities and farm labor in rural areas. India has no laws restricting work in the afternoon hours. Since the start of summer in April, Bablu Singh, a construction worker, often skips work.
For about 15 days in a month, I have not come to work. It is so hot when I am working that I get headaches, and then I have to stay at home to recover.
The loss of work for daily wagers like Singh is not just hurting their incomes. Studies estimate that intensifying heat waves could cost India 2.8% of its gross domestic product by 2050.
When human productivity is impacted, because heat has a direct impact on the human productivity, that's when you lose the significant amount of economy that could be generated. The potential is kind of compromised.
The study by the University of Cambridge warns that the searing heat could reverse progress in tackling inequality and poverty reduction due to its impact on low-income workers who make up the bulk of the population. Anjana Pasricha for VOA News, New Delhi.